based on this hadith. So when Dajjal is released, he'll live on earth for 40 days. One day, Yawmun Kasana, one day which would be like a year. Oh, wait a minute, this is the Faculty of Engineering. So you know about space and time in this university. One day which will be like a year. Yawmun Kashahr, one day which will be like a month. Yawmun Kajum'ah, one day which will be like a week. وَسَائِرُ أَيَّامِهِ كَأَيَّامِكُمْ. And all his days, meaning all the rest of his days, would be like your days. When his day is like our day, he would be in our world of space and time. So you'll be able to see him. He'll be a Jew. He'll be a young man. He'll be powerfully built. He'll have curls. The Orthodox Jews have curls because of what is in the Torah. And from Jerusalem he will declare, I am the Messiah. My estimate is that that's not too long from now when that's going to happen. But before he enters into our world of space and time, he's born of Jewish parents, Dajjal will not succeed in convincing any Jew that he is the Messiah unless they know who are his parents. They have to be able to trace the bloodline. That this man is from the house of David, Dawood alayhi salam, if he is to be accepted. So he can't just drop out of the sky with a star. No. You have to know his pedigree. You have to know who his parents and grandparents and so on. So at that time Dajjal will be born as a human being. But before that, he's not in our world of space and time, but he's here on earth. Are there angels in this auditorium? Of course there are. Can you see them? No, you can't. But they're here. There are two on your shoulders. Can you see them? No. Are there jinn in this auditorium? Yes. Each one of us has a jinn attached to us. Can we see them? No, we can't. But they're here. So Dajjal is here, but you can't see him. So in stage one, a day which is like a year is the longest one. And then comes a shorter one, a day which is like a month. And then comes the shortest one, a day which is like a week. Perhaps. I don't know. This is what is in the Christian, the Jewish scriptures. When they spoke of the mark of Dajjal, the beast of 666. 666 would be 600 plus 60 plus 6. 600 being a big number, 60 being a much smaller number, and 6 being a very, very small number. So a day like a year, a day like a month, a day like a week. And during these 3 stages, he is advancing towards his goal of eventually ruling the world from Jerusalem. If you want to rule the world, that has political implications. If you want to rule the world, that has economic implications. If you want to rule the world, that has monetary implications. If you want to rule the world, that has military implications. So the student of Dajjal has work to do. I noticed that the hadith speaks of Dajjal, the hadith of Tamim al-Dari, as being on an island. So when he's released, he'll be released from that island. In my book, Jerusalem in the Quran, I came to the conclusion the island is written. And I gave a substantial amount of evidence to support my claim. But if you want to say Singapore, that's your choice. That's your choice. No need for any boxing gloves over it. This is my view. It's Britain. And I noticed that In a year which is like, in a day which is like a year, Britain emerged as a ruling state in the world in what is known in international relations as Pax Britannica. The Pax Britannica did not drop out of the sky. No, there is an explanation for the emergence of Pax Britannica, and that is Dajjal. I noticed that Britain had to wage great wars to assume that position. Great naval wars. Britain became the ruler of the seas. That's your homework. But I also noticed the emergence of something called the Bank of England. And paper money. This scam called paper money. And I noticed the sterling pound moving from gold to paper. And then the sterling pound becoming the universal currency and Britain becoming the financial capital of the world. And none of this is happening by accident. If you believe that this is happening by accident, you got peanuts in your head. You have to excuse me. I'm 72. And I've been in this field for a long time. So sometimes my language now betrays the agony of I just can't get the scholars of Islam to agree with me. Everybody else agrees with me, but not the ulama. So it's a case of frustration. Yeah. So you have to kindly excuse me. And then I noticed a mysterious change taking place, not by accident. The great wars take place and Britain sinks. And the sterling pound sinks with it. Britain can no longer command the authority of the sterling pound. And the United States, that maverick, born just 200 years ago, takes over from Britain. And the US dollar replaces the sterling pound as the international currency. I attended a conference of independent thinkers in Iran 2 weeks ago. It was a galaxy of independent thinkers from all over the world. And it was a joy to be in the presence of these people. The only place in the world where they could gather is in Iran, nowhere else. And during the course of the conference, there was a professor, a university professor from Canada, sitting close to me. A professor of history, political history, written huge works on history. And his mind began to work over time when he began to listen to our eschatology. And then he surprised me with something I never thought about. He said to me, the United States was a baby in the womb of Britain, incubating within the womb of Britain. Pax Americana, he said, was in the womb of Pax Britannica, incubating. But Pax Britannica never knew that this baby, when it's born, is going to grow up and take over from the mother. And so a slave woman will give birth to her mistress. And he says the same thing is happening now, Imran. The United States is now in irreversible decline. I didn't need political analysis for that. I only needed Islamic eschatology. About 20 years ago, those who know me would know, for 20 years now I've been saying the US dollar is going to crash. And the whole monetary system will collapse. Where did I get that knowledge from? Was it some jinn? That's what the Salafi are now saying. No, it's analysis. Political and economic and monetary analysis based on ilmu akhirul zaman. That crash is coming. Guess who wants to crash? Of course it'll have to be a big war, because that's what happened the last time. But this big war is going to be the war of all wars. The Prophet ﷺ called it the Malhama. The Christians call it Armageddon. Don't blame me for it. It's there. We all know about it. I realized in the conference that it is the malhama and only the malhama which can bring down the US dollar. Otherwise the US dollar is still flying high. And so long as the US dollar is flying high, the United States is the ruling state of the world. But he said to me, the baby is incubating. Pax Judaica is incubating in the womb of Pax Americana. History is repeating itself. I said to him, MashaAllah, a secular scholar, and you were able to recognize something so important that I did not recognize. So this is where we are now. A day which is like a month is coming to an end, and a day which is like a week is about to commence. And if we are not conscious of that, something is wrong. We're just eating biryani and going to sleep. Ulaika kal-an'am. Allah says they're just like cattle. Bal hum adall. They have eyes and yet do not see. They have ears and yet do not hear. They have hearts and yet do not understand. They're just like cattle. So all you have to do is to give them 1,000 US dollars a day. That's what is being offered them. And where is the money coming from? You just have to print the paper, that's all. No big thing. You need a printing press, you need ink, you need paper, and you can print the US dollars and give it to them. And from all over the world, these cattle will go to wage their bogus jihad. Their bogus jihad for ISIS. Their bogus jihad with US dollars and with arms provided by Saudi Arabia, the client state of Israel. Yes, go ahead and wage your bogus jihad. Allah's punishment is coming. You better stop where you are and study the Quran. They need the big war. And that's why they've been targeting Russia. Been targeting Russia for a long time now.